Welcome,
There we go.
viewers. Hello, I am Tiffany, your GM. We're on the ZealZaddy channel. And tonight we are going to be playing Kids on Brooms Return to Elixia. Yeah!
Woo!
Do the woos. If you want to know a little about me, I run my own campaign called Dungeon Damsels. It started in 2018. It's a D&D 5e game. If you think I'm cool, check it out. But today, we're going to do a sequel to Scott's Mists of Elixia campaign. And now we're just going to leap. So, for some context, those of you who watched Elixia, we had Caradwin and Bezrin who got the married, and then they had kiddos, and then those kiddos had friends. So that's what this campaign's about. It's about the kids and their shenanigans. So let's go and introduce our players. How about we start with Scott? This is your channel.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to ZealZaddy. This is Dungeon Damsels show, which is I'm super excited about. I've been wanting to play this game for so long, and now I'm getting a chance, and I think we're all excited. We're all troublemaking kids at heart, even if we're not in real life. So you can find us everywhere at ZealZaddy. So follow us and let's play. Now you can have someone else go.
Yeah, let's go, Natalie.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Natalie. I use she, they pronouns, and you can find me most places on the internet with Ghost Candle. I refuse to call it by its current branding, so Twitter and Instagram, or Ghostly Candle on YouTube and Twitch. I'm in lots of places, so when I'm not here playing games, you can find me Girls Runs These Worlds, where today we just did a big premiere of our I Have the High Ground anniversary episodes, and I was in one of those, so make sure you check them out. And lots of future things coming up, so make sure you follow me to be on the up and up on what is happening. And then this Friday, because my solo games are being switched up on their nights, I am playing Oh Captain. So if you want to see a solo game played by moi, just pop on over. Otherwise, I'm an artist. I do art things. Check out my Ko-Fi. That's ko-fi.com/ghostcandle, where I got commissions and a bunch of emotes in the shop. And I'm going to be posting lots of stuff about upcoming things I'm doing a lot of art for, and it's going to be exhausting, but it's going to be dope.
Yeah, you can like buy her art and then make supplements. Like someone made an alchemy supplement for Dungeons and Dragons and then used Natalie's art, and it was cool. So you too can be empowered by Natalie's art. All right, next up. Speaking of art, guess who did this art? It was Michael. So, if you saw our promotional art, you that was done by Michael. That was done by this guy.
Art. You saw my art.
You saw his art. All right, let's.
Hey.
Michael, who are you?
Smooth transition. Hey everybody, I'm Michael. Long-time listener, first-time caller. And you can find me on the socials at RoboSardi. I do art and animation, but I'm excited to be playing with these lovely people. And I am also on Tiffany's channel at Dungeon Damsels. I play in her campaign, but as a little druid girl.
He's a great druid girl. He's also my husband, so if I tease him, that's why. Let's go to Morgan.
What's up, everybody? I'm Morgan with My Play Mondays. Pronouns are he, him. You can find me everywhere on socials except Twitter at My Play Mondays. And on Twitter, it's just at My Play Mon. I'm also now on Blue Sky, so you can find me there if you have a Blue Sky account. And I'm, like I said, I'm the founder of My Play Mondays. It is a group of DMs that you can hire to run games for you and your friends. Check us out, myplaymondays.com. I do have a podcast as well called My Play Mondays Podcast, though I have not been recording as of recently due to some things that are going on in the real life. But you can check out all the content we have on there. Please do. Beyond that, I have D&D content, TTRPG content as like shirts and branding and things like that on Redbubble. Thank you, Tiffany. Amazon, and also on Twitch itself. as well as D&D content on DM's Guild. I was about to say the GM's Guild. But check that out. And I am excited. I get to be playing my former character's firstborn son with Dwyn, and it's Emiryn. He's awesome, and I'm excited to play him. And I'm just really, really excited to play in this game because I've been dying to play Brooms, as Scott had pointed out earlier. And I'm just really excited to play with all you guys again. And Michael,
we have
first time officially on a stream. I'm excited to play with you. Oh no, it's not first. I keep forgetting we played in Tiffany's thing before. Why do I do that? So, anyways, I'm excited to be here with all you. I'm gonna shut up now.
Thank you. Let's go with Blake.
Hello everybody, I'm Blake. I'm playing Tuh-Wiogh, or as humans like to say, Twig, because I can't pronounce the name correctly. I'm playing a kobold. So Tuh-Wiogh, it's a family name, okay? It's really down the line. Yeah, and it's gonna be fun, and I'm looking forward to playing with everyone else. So, yes, I think I'm the last one. So I think we're going to. No, Tiffany, did you already say yours? I don't know how things work.
I introduced myself, but you can find me on dungeon_damsels at the Twitter. You can hit me up on the YouTubes. I don't stream my games because it just doesn't work. We've tried multiple times. But Scott is managing the stream, so that's why we're streaming now. So let's get started. Now, it's been about 10-ish years, give or plus, a couple of years since the fall of the Eye, which was the climax of the Elixian campaign. And Cara Twin, and Vezra and Madrick have welcomed Rhys, Aisling, is that how you say her name?
Yes, Aisling.
Aisling and Emiryn into the world. Prior to that, they had adopted Abriel, who had been kidnapped as a baby by a hag and was going to become a hag. The hag cursed her, and so far so good. They have absconded this baby away into the careful hands of clerics, and then Dwyn and Vezra came back and took her home, into their home. So she has been raised along with their kids, and then they have, that group of kids has their friends, Twig and Fynch. So let's just go some intros so we know who we're talking about. So let's start with the firstborn son, Morgan.
Yes.
Just give us a... since, just side note, since aging is weird with elves and long-lived species, races, we're just going to say that these are mental ages and not think very hard about it. And so when you're doing your intro, just tell us their age, what they look like, and then what they're kind of like, what they're into.
Well, Emiryn is the firstborn son. He's also the firstborn caster of Dwyn and Vezra. He is literally like the perfect mix of both his parents, like physically speaking. He has they're mixture of their features perfectly. He wears nice clothes, much like his father, but he likes them loose, likes them relaxed and comfortable. So he has this mixture of comfort and sophistication that he loves to go out in. He really just looks like he's wearing fancy clothes that are too big for him, but it's just what he likes. He was gifted, instead of a wand, he has these magic cards, and those are what he uses as his focus, his spellcasting focus. It was a gift from Uncle Aislin. So keep that in mind. He is a little bit of a troublemaker, but it's not so much that he enjoys making trouble. He just enjoys adventure and trying to figure out who he is. And so he often gets himself into troublesome situations. He likes to explore and, have fun. I mean, I think that's enough to give you a little bit of idea of who he is.
Yeah, great. Sorry, I have a bunch of fans on because it's 1,000,000 degrees. Let's go over to Aisling. Aisling?
Yeah. All right. So Aisling, first and foremost, is a twin, which we'll learn about her twin in a second. Young what we said we were like 6, 7-ish in our mental age. Unlike her brothers and even like our oldest half sibling, Taliesin, she's the one that kind of came out really different. She ended up having just pure, like, bright white hair and eyes that only described as almost like Feywild or dreamscape eyes. Assuming that all the adventures into the other planes must have finally come into effect amongst the children. And very quickly we found out that she has an affinity for divination and seeing visions. So picking up on the Madric line of that. She's a shy little girl, but wants to keep up with her brothers, wants to make sure they're safe, and also make sure they help keep her safe, because sometimes the visions come at her out of nowhere and she loses sense of where she is. She has a silver tuning fork for a wand, which a friend quote unquote gifted as a replacement for the one he broke. And she has a little pure black barn owl familiar that helps keep eyes on her. Vezard thought it would be best to make sure she has an owl, just to, you know, something else that isn't just her distracted brothers keeping an eye on her.
Nice. All right, let's go to Michael.
Distracted brothers.
Lower your mic.
Oh, speaking of distracted brothers, thank you. Yeah, I'll be playing Rhys Sagewin, who's the twin brother to Aislin. He's very much an outdoorsy kid. Refuses to get a haircut. Has very long, darkish red hair, much like his mother, and has a small cloak fashioned from leaves, and likes to spend his time in the woods, trying to live up to his aunt's name and wanting to explore the wilderness, but that tends to get him in trouble, falling out of trees, being places where he shouldn't be. And he has a wand which is curved and has a string attached to both ends, and likes to pretend that he's a ranger and likes to use his spells in that fashion, and has a flying squirrel familiar who has a very similar free spirit as he does.
Thank you. That was great. Let's go to Blake.
Hello, everybody. I am playing Tuh-Wiogh. Oh my god, I can't even say my own name. Tuh-Wiogh. Twig. You can use your ass mouth to go ahead and say Twig, whatever you guys want to say. So yeah, he's just, he's actually pretty smart. He helps him along like kobolds, they're all lawyers and judges. So he's, he's no slouch when it comes to like academics, but his family still holds a grudge against some of the other people because mayonnaise, it's a whole long story, but we're not gonna hash it out again. So it's it's whatever. But he's got a nice judge's robe, that's what he wears, and a gavel for a wand, because since you're like a kobold baby, you have like a wand, you have a gavel with you. It's kind of like a thing. He also has these 3 little brothers who are triplets, actually. So annoying. They're actually pretty darn rude, if I'm just being honest, but it's whatever. They're probably not gonna do anything to us. But so yeah, there's that. And what else? He actually just spray painted his top of his head green. It's not a phase, it's whatever my mom wants to say, it's whatever. And yeah, his familiar is a butterfly too. It's butterflies are pretty, actually it's pretty hardcore, like butterflies are actually pretty if you look at them. So yeah. That's Twig.
If you look at the face of a butterfly, it's pretty.
They're pretty disturbed, to be honest. So yeah, but that's Twig.
Thank you. All right, let's finish up with Scott.
In the Elixian woods, there are butterflies that eat flesh. As
yes, that's my
in the
butterfly.
First season of Elixia. You think they're enjoying your salt, but they're really just eating you and and putting you to sleep so they can feast later.
That's canon. Twig.
Oh,
Hi,
it is
everybody.
canon.
That did happen.
That happens in the game.
Everyone was like, why are there so many butterflies? It was so funny. It was fun. I am playing Fynch, a Kenku. I am a smallish one, looks more like a finch than a crow. Hence, Fynch is the name that I was given, although spelled with a Y, because almost every name in Elixia uses a Y for some vowel. I'm not sure why, but it just became a thing. I'm a bit of a kleptomaniac, although when I do it often, it's unconsciously done. I don't really think about it. Just things end up in my pockets and my backpack, and sometimes I don't even remember where I found them. But I don't steal from my friends. Somehow psychologically, I don't do that. But if you're not one of my friends, I probably have something of yours. I am kind of wild looking. My feathers are kind of punk rock on the top. Sadly, I have some kind of a skin condition that drives me crazy, and I drop feathers too often. And it leads to me getting caught when I'm doing deeds that I should not be doing wherever I'm at. If I'm in the library and I'm not supposed to be in a certain section, they know I am eventually because they find my feathers in there. So it's a bit of a conundrum I'm trying to figure out how to solve. I am the grandson of a leader of the town of Phelan back in the day, whose name was Awak. Still have my mother and father. I don't have the tragic backstory like some others. The D&D trope. My Watcher's Whisk broom often grows leaves and looks like a stick instead of a feather, so it becomes way less intimidating, not to my benefit. And I'm a pretty good flyer on a broom, though, so we'll see what happens with that. That's about it. I'm kind of a funny klutz.
Great. All right, intro time. Shaylee is known for its farming and agriculture. It's out kind of a bit in the boondocks. The famous historian family, the Sagewind, hails from there. And with the recent years, it's gained more popularity. Since the fall of the Eye, Shaylee has expanded. A school has been erected under Hipley Amberwater, and he serves as the school's headmaster. There's a rotating staff of a man named Aislin, who teaches physical education and life skills. Between his travels, Desis travels along the astral sea in her ship with her shipmates, but makes an effort to come and teach the animal biology class from time to time. Among other teachers are Rhiannon Sagewind. She teaches music and public speaking, loves working with the little children. There's Broderick Sagewind, who teaches the plant and herbalism course. Iona and her partner are now within their new golden personage bodies, and they teach reading classes to the young kiddos. And Jada comes in to teach the mathematics classes. And apart from them, there's a whole rotating list of professors that come in. Hipley really wanted to have a world education brought to the children of Elixia. Caradwin and Vezrin run a tavern and concert hall by the name of the Armed Fish. It is in Phelan, and we have a unique contract with the Cantrip Cantina that allows them to serve said drinks there. Shaylee has now specifically expanded from a sleepy farm town to a bustling hub of agriculture and learning. Now the winding dirt paths are lined with stone, and new housing has been built up. The fertile land still yields a generous crop of various vegetables, but there has been a new crop called the pumpsian, which are these beautiful blue pumpkins that are summer-grown plants, crops. The various vegetables spill across the land in mindful rows that playfully mingle with the landscape. Any newcomers of varying races came to Shaylee for the new school available for children. The children of Caradwin and Vezran are teleported often between their parents' place of work and Phelan and their home in Shaylee thanks to the efforts of Caradwin. She has established a teleport circle in Shaylee. And has an agreement with the famous Mama Bardusa to enable the use of hers of the facility in Phelan. So basically, she commutes to work via teleport. Welcome to D&D. I mean, welcome to Kids on Brooms. The children attend the school. What would you like to call the school? Your school. You get to name it.
Dang, put us on the spot.
Elixian High. I don't know.
School for kids to do magic good.
Okay, we'll call it Shaylee.
Blue Water Academy. Come on.
Blue Water Academy?
Oh.
Amber Water
Amber
Academy.
Water
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that's cute. Okay, I
I like
like
that.
it. Amber Water Academy. That sounds
I love
great.
that.
Yeah.
Good job, Michael. I like that one.
I'm a
Academy.
big fan of alliteration.
Your mascot is a basilisk.
Yeah.
Of course.
Hipley is
All 5 legs.
Oh, 5 legs.
Yeah.
Yes, Professor
No peg
Hipley
leg.
is Cal is awakened. So Cal is an awakened basilisk from the previous campaign, and we'll say Cal probably works as the gardener on the
I was gonna
property.
say, maybe they teach.
Maintains the stone garden.
He teaches. He teaches all about
Okay,
stonecraft.
He teaches
He's the art
the
teacher.
sculpting
Yeah,
class.
he teaches sculpting class.
The art teacher.
Yeah, canon.
He's the most strict and would freeze anybody that's not paying attention.
Gotta watch out.
That's a school. That's a school of myth.
Children attend school in Shaylee, and it is now a few days before the height of summer. Meaning, your school break's coming up soon. The schoolroom is hot under the baking sun, and today is 3 days before the last day of school before summer break. You'll have a month off, and you'll return to your year-round schooling. Okay, so now we'll do our intro into Aislin and Rhys.
Oh.
During recess, you were outside playing, and you have begun a game of hide and seek. The day is warm with the summer in full stride, but there's a nice breeze to offset the hot temperatures. Before you is a play structure that's crafted of wood, and it consists of a wooden fort fastened between a collection of trees, with a rope bridge connecting to a smaller landing, and then ladders coming up to said fort. There's an open space with flat ground to run around on, grass field beyond that, and then further beyond that is actually the edge of the forest, and you're allowed to go in there. Your friend, Beatree, is a half-elf boy with a sprig of carrot orange hair, and he is the seeker. Stands by the water spigot and counts loudly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 10 seconds to find a place to hide.
This is kind of my specialty.
So, what would you like to roll for hiding? Pitch it to me. And where are you hiding?
I would like to roll flight because I'm gonna try and run as far and as fast as I can. Just to get out of sight as fast as I can.
Yeah. All right, go for it.
Okay. So I am rolling a D10. That is my dice for flight with a +1. So I rolled an 8, so 9 total.
Okay, yeah. You run straight where you can run pretty much wherever you want to. You can't make it all the way to the forest, but you got the play structure, you got bushes, you got tall grass. Where are you trying to hide?
I'll go into the tall grass and duck as far down as I can because I know my snowy white hair can be seen pretty vibrantly against the grass.
Okay, so you duck into the grass. Just a little rustle of grass blades as you disappear into it. All right. How about you, Rhys?
Well, I'm gonna do my specialty and actually climb up, just kind of brute force, just climb up into the tree, and if possible, can I use my maybe like magic that I've learned to give myself like a boost, like a kind of like a levitate spell
Yeah.
to kind of boost me up?
Yeah. Let's see. It's gonna
Right.
be.
Can I
I'd say
roll
it's a
brawn?
fairly high difficulty check. It's fairly high because you have 10 seconds to do it.
Okay. And would this be brawn?
I think
Or-
so, unless you're rolling with
I'm kind of
magic.
just like
So,
brute strength.
are you just trying to climb a tree? Because then it is brute. But if you're trying to cast a spell, then, gosh, okay. Does anyone know how spells work?
No, you can use your stats with magic.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you do you. I believe you. Oh, nice.
I believe in you. All right, that is a 12.
Okay.
Is that just
Are you experienced with the spell?
That is a good point. I'm not sure because I am an underclassman, so I would leave that up to you.
Don't you do this stuff a lot though? Run off and hide and stuff like that?
I do run up and hide. I do climb trees a
True.
lot. So
Okay, so
So-
and you hit a 12, right?
yes.
All right. I would say that this goes very easily along with your efforts, as you have already climbed trees a lot as like a person. So you're basically just using the spell to enhance your own natural ability. You've probably actually done it without even realizing it. And so describe, what does this look like?
Basically I'm climbing the tree with like my hands, and I have my wand just grit in my teeth, and I'm just going up, and like kind of like a mage hand is just like kind of pushing my bum up as I'm like climbing.
Great. Okay, it's 12. All right, let's see what happens. I've got some events to go on. All right, so okay.
The Force, this is my element.
Yes, you climb up to the trees, disappear into the leaves. Your leafy spalders blend perfectly into the leaves above. Back at Aisling, you are hidden in your grassy abode, essentially, and you feel like you're in a pretty good spot, hidden pretty well. You went and kind of adjusted the grass so it didn't look like, it had been recently run through. But you hear, like, not too far away from you, you hear Zelia, who is a little halfling girl. You get along with her. You go and you make like little flower crowns and play dolls together. And the only issue with her is that she's loud. She's so loud. And so she's over there like giggling up a storm. And you're like, what do? You're gonna get caught. Because of this flower mouth.
Okay. I guess I just keep trying to shift further into the grass to get away.
Okay. That's gonna probably be a flight, I would think. Yeah.
Another flight? Okay.
Yep, another flight.
Yeah. Oh, it is a 9 total again.
Yeah, let's say with ease you manage to just slip away into a little further back towards the forest. And Rhys, you're tucked up in your tree. You're feeling pretty confident. You're like, yeah, this is good. This we got this. D tree is not gonna find you until you see this really, really cool toad. It somehow managed to climb up here. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's got like this like really cool dappling on it, and it's been like stalking a dragonfly. It's just across the way. You know, maybe you can make that jump. You're not.
Auntie Saren told me about the tree toads.
It is. You're gonna have to leap to catch this toad, and
Boy.
so what do? I mean, this thing's amazing, but you also don't want to give away your amazing hiding place. And below, you can hear Dietrich going around like, "I'm gonna find you! Ha! I'm gonna find you! Ooh, swings! I mean, I'm gonna find you!" What do?
This is my moment to prove myself. Alright, let's just... I can... Oh gosh, what would be... Would I have my familiar with me at all, or no?
I think so. If you're outside.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say yeah.
Okay, I'm going to, kind of, like, awkwardly stretch my hand out and, try to conjure my, little familiar and be like, come on, help me get the rare tree toad.
Alright, okay. Okay, you're stretching your arm out. Okay. What would this be?
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Like, I mean, you could argue brawn or grit
brawn,
if it's
brawn,
like,
because I will say it's brawn because you're holding your arm out and like you're extending your arm out with essentially a weighted object. So,
okay,
and like hanging from a tree at the same time.
okay, that's an 8.
Okay, you stretch the tree out. Yeah, you managed to reach across the tree, and this. Yeah. Okay. 8 personally. And what are you doing with your familiar? Familiar is now in range. Is he trying to like? Is your familiar gonna catch it? Is he gonna try to talk to it? Like, what are you telling it to do?
I think I'm trying to tell my familiar to grab it.
Okay. How? Your familiar's always listening to you? Would you say that?
I mean, honestly, probably not.
Okay, roll charm.
Oh boy, that's. I mean, I'm an adorable little kid, but it's not my best thing. So let's see. Oof. Very appropriately so. That's a 2.
Your flying squirrel
Come on, Owen.
is not interested in this toad, and he soars. It's a male, so he's gonna look around and he's just gonna go, oh, what a nice perch to fly from. So he flies and glides down, and then Dietrich.
I totally imagine just like I have my arm stretched out. And like it just climbs the opposite direction. It just jumps off.
Yeah, it climbs backwards over you and then like spreads its squirrel gosh, I don't know, stretchy arms and then glides around And Daytree, who rolled really well on his looking for you, sees Owen soaring above and looks up and sees you, and he's like, I found you!
No, you
And
didn't.
He didn't. So you, the rule is that after he finds you, he has to tag you. So you can still attempt to get away, but what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Aisling. Aisling, you hear... Let's see what happens with you. So you hear a crunch, crunch, crunch in the ground and through the grass. And you can see Daytree looking around over by the playground. And you know that this crunching, it's probably Terrence. Terrence is mean. What do you do? Terrence is nearby. He's kicking up a storm. You're gonna be found. He's like, where are you babies playing hide and seek?
All right. Well, I'm gonna be smart, because I am very smart. And I'm gonna send out my little barn owl familiar Knox.
Yeah.
And well, Knox was always told by Mom and Dad to not let anyone hurt me. So Knox knows what to do when I think to them, go distract Terrence.
Okay. I said that would be a charm.
A charm? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a d6 for me, but I get a +1. So that is a 4 total.
Okay, yeah. Terrence is just... So Nox coat flies out of the grass and just spooks Terrence, like, whoa! And then starts swooping at him, and he starts making fists at this bird flying around in the air. He's just like, and then Nox comes over and grabs his shirt and like brings it over his head, and so now he's walking around with his shirt on.
Trying hard not to giggle in the grass.
Next to you, you hear your friend Vilya also giggling loudly again, because she also witnessed this wonderful debacle. All right, so back to Rhys. Daytree is climbing up the tree, and let's see how good he's doing. He's doing okay. He's making progress, but he's not the most adept climber. You can tell he's kind of pawing around before he then makes a grip and climbs up. And there's like a little slip as he's a bit over eager, but he's gaining on you. So what do? You can
obviously do the most illogical thing and just climb higher into the tree.
Okay. So that's is that your flight?
I was going to brawn because
Sure, yeah, I can see you brawning. Yeah, you can brawn that.
You haven't found me yet. You have to actually catch me. Ooh, okay, that's not great. That is a 1.
Okay.
I can use some adversity tokens to try to bump it up. So I have 3 wood, but I have to use all 3 to
I mean, you can use your adversity tokens as you please.
Okay.
But
You
it's
need
not
to move
looking
them
good because
Yeah.
you look down and Dietrich has somehow found this burst of speed. Your bow got caught on one of the knots of the tree.
Oh no.
And so you're trying to get it undone.
Okay,
And
I'm going to... Oh, you go. Sorry.
Dietrich actually rolled max. So he actually what's called exploded. And so he has a total of 11. And so he just found his way and climbed up there. And I'm going to say he's going to catch you.
Okay.
Unless you do something drastic like leap out of the tree.
What a real ranger would do.
No, can I, Okay. Can I, like, jump out of the tree and hop onto my broom?
Yes, but it will be a grit roll because you're leaping out of a tree.
Okay. Let's do it. Okay, that is, Okay. I'm going to use an adversity token for that. Because I rolled a 3. And I'm just going to use an adversity token, and it's going to bump it up. I have a thing for, if I use... For my broom, if I use an adversity token, I can bump it by 2.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make it a 5.
5. Okay. You do manage to leap out of the tree. But you land and you don't stick the landing very well. And you biff up, you biff it on the ground. Just and so you have this like big bruise on your tailbone as you just land on your bum and are like, oh, and then you hobble onto your broom and scoot away.
So like, I imagine I like jump out of the tree. I'm like, you haven't found me yet.
Yeah, your feet get caught in the branches, and what was going to be a nimble landing flips you over onto your rear, and you hobble away on your broom. Okay, we're back over to Ashley. You're heading pretty well.
Yay!
But Delia, not so well. You watch as Terrence approaches her. And you know Terrence when he's about to do something mean. He comes over and he grabs this little halfling girl's shirt and then he picks up dirt and pours it down her shirt. And he says, what are you gonna do about it, big baby? Just like, stop! Let me go!
What a villain.
This is my favorite dress!
Don't do that! Jump out of the bushes.
Okay.
All like wild hair, cause grass in my hair.
Are you trying to basically intimidate him?
I'm gonna fight him!
Okay! Alright, you leap out of the grass. Are you tackling this child?
Yeah!
Okay, run!
What I'm absolutely, utterly the best at! With a D4. Hey, I rolled a 4!
It explodes,
me
right?
too,
Makes you
explode.
roll.
You roll again, explode.
Roll again.
Again.
You add it.
Well, another 4, another 4.
Yeah,
Roll
Okay,
that,
keep
roll
rolling,
that.
keep rolling, man!
Rolling. That's exciting.
That's 12. Keep
Okay,
going,
2.
come on. So 14.
Okay.
4, 4, 4, 2.
14.
Alright.
Don't hurt my friends!
Don't hurt my friend! So you full on body tackle this kid, and like he's a thick kid. He's a furball, but the way you like the way your height lines up with him, your shoulder check him right in the crotch, and this kid goes down. He's just like, and
Eat dirt.
yeah. Do you take dirt and shove it in his mouth, or do you just push his face into the ground, or just say eat dirt? How mean are you?
I say eat dirt, but then Nox comes in and just flies and swoops down and pushes his head down.
Yeah, Nox comes and lands on his head and just face plants him into the ground. And Philia says, "Oh, thanks, Aislin. Can you help me get this dirt off? This guy, he's so mean."
I know. Let's go get your dirt off. Let's go.
Yeah, you go and shake her dress out, and then she says, "Come on, let's go play on a playground or something."
Yeah.
And the two of you run off and bring you back to Rhys. Actually, no, this is a good stopping point. Okay, so we're gonna jump over to our teenagers. All right, enter the teens. Fynch, Twig, and Emiryn and Abriel are sitting down while Mr. Broderick draws a sketch of a leaf. So this is a long classroom. There's a chalkboard at the end. There are rows of desks and then walkways in between the individual desks. And it's not uncommon for you to move the desks and do group activities together. But collectively, there's Abriel on the left, and then a row, a walkway, and then there's Emiryn, and then walkway, and Fynch, and walkway, and Twig. So you're across in a row. Mr. Broderick draws a sketch of a leaf and goes into a long-winded lecture on the finer points of selecting the correct plants for a headache remedy or a colic. The desks are arranged in rows and can be easily moved around. And there's even like adjustable tables for kids who are taller. Abriel has mastered the art of appearing like she's taking notes, but she's really just sketching out a new design for a dress that she's been working on, which is something she does a lot. She wants to go to fashion school. You don't know what that is because no one's invented fashion yet, but she says it's going to be a thing. Professor Broderick goes behind his desk and pulls out a large blue-green gourd. This is aptly named the pumpkin. We'll be going over its medicinal properties. Can anyone tell me what the seeds can be used for? All right, everyone. Oh, great. I saw Mr. Twig. Please inform the class what the pumpkin can be used for.
Well, they can be used for a lot of things actually. So
Spitting.
not only are they edible and what?
Spitting.
Yes, what my friend.
They can be used for spitting, like a watermelon seed,
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say.
Those are two very good answers. Yes,
You're
but they can also be
not incorrect, but I was medicinal. How about that? Please continue, Mr. Twig.
Yeah, so like I said, medicinal properties are also edible too. A little bit of protein as well. So another good source of protein, if you're kind of lacking in that. So, got that. Yeah, so that's the main thing I was going to say, medicinal, just edible, amongst other things too.
Yes, well, yes, you have something to add, Mr.
I think
Fynch.
they get rid of flatulence.
Very good. They are a good gastrointestinal helper. And it goes on to, launches into another lecture. And Fynch, while this is happening, he drones on. Everyone loses interest, except for perhaps Twig. Your eyes drift over to the beautiful Erona, the epitome of cool. She stretches an arm over her chest and yawns. What a majestic being.
Ah!
She may not look like the pretty air croaker in the city, but can they swipe the pie off Elder Arian Hood's windowsill and not get caught? No. But she can. Can they cheat on her tests with their eyes closed and walk away with flying colors? No, but she can. Can Erona do a triple backflip off this building? Probably. Either way, you have one goal for this class, which is to bestow upon her a gift. What is your gift, and how are you going to give it to her? She's got a nice row of she has a nice hood on, some pockets, little bag. And she's been finding these bits and baubles here and there and just has no idea where they're coming from.
I have found a beautiful bird's nest that I have been weaving with string. And in it, I'm going to place a golden egg. It probably won't be real gold because I can't afford that, but it might look like real gold.
Yes, so golden, brown, beautiful bird's egg rested in the nest crafted by loving hands.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't know how I'm going to get it to her yet, and I don't know where I'm going to put it where no one else will see it because for shame, for embarrassment,
no
it
one
has
can
to be
know.
Secret.
All right, so do you remain in your desk or continue plotting?
Is she looking around over here?
No, she's not. She's paying attention to
Actually
the board.
paying attention to the actual class while he's droning off?
Make a I would say the equivalent of a perception check. I guess it'd be a brains check.
Okay, brains.
You're trying to read her body language.
Brains D8. Okay. A 3. Mine did not explode.
You know,
Dud.
it's hard to tell. She may be paying attention to class, or she may be asking Katrin for her notes later.
All right, so I am going to take the nest out that I have out of my backpack that's sitting on the floor next to my seat, and some of the string I've collected, and under the top of the desk I'll be weaving through some of the string, and just sort of thinking of her and her awesomeness while I'm doing it. Probably a ridiculously over-the-top sigh here and there.
All right. Emiryn, sorry. Emiryn, are you interested in this lecture?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you know, Broderick is literally your uncle. He's Saren's husband.
I like this. I was like trying to hold my eyes open at one point just because it's my uncle and I'm trying to be respectful, but I'm just like, oh my god.
You see Fynch doing something. And Abrielle is busy, like, just doodling away. You actually have heard this lecture many times, because he'll practice on you.
That's terrible. Oh my god, what a horrible home life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I think I would try to, because I don't whisper. I use message.
Uh-huh.
I send like a message to Fynch. Hey, what are you doing?
okay, you're gonna have to roll to get that off.
Yeah. I'm assuming brain, or what would it be?
Yeah, it'd be brain.
Okay. D12, and I have a +1, and I rolled an 8 +1 for magic. Do I have the stat as well? Because if it is, then it'd be +1 or +1 +2.
Yeah.
Is it +2? Okay.
Yeah.
So then that will be 10.
Oh yeah, you get that off.
Ah! What? Oh.
Please, in the back, quiet. This is very important. Turns back around, goes back. Where was I?
Fitch, you see me tap my head. Like, shh. And you hear in your head,
Oh.
dude. What are you doing?
And I headbutt back. What? I'm. You want to? Should we ditch class?
We should get Twig too.
Do you think we could?
And if
We
we
should.
get in trouble, he knows how to lawyer his way out of it.
What if we left little illusions of us sitting here
Ooh.
and then just
good
dipped?
idea. Shut.
They'll never know. He's like half asleep anyway, like the rest of the class. Let's go.
Emiryn, this tempts you. However,
Let's tell me.
a note.
I put my nest away for a moment, for a little bit, and try
You
not to
look
let
down.
anybody see it when I do.
Yeah,
so.
you're like gonna stick it
Use
to
a
the
piece of
side.
paper over it and like slide it in like it's
Mhm.
book stuff.
Definitely not conspicuous.
I'm
Emiryn,
thinking.
you feel something just kind of hit your foot and then skid off. You look down and you see a note, a folded note, and it's written on it. It says Emiryn with a little heart, and obviously you're intrigued, but poor guy in front of you like scoots his foot over, and and then that note scoots across the floor under the desk of the person diagonally to you, which is a dwarf by the name. Wrong one. That's a good one. This is Genmir, a dwarf that is especially interested in plants. He is intrigued by this. What do you do?
Is it under his foot or just under his desk?
It's under his desk, but by his foot.
I think I'll try to like mage hand it, like to slide back over to me.
Okay, yeah, roll magic.
What would you consider this one under which magic?
It's still probably a brain.
Brain? Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be a total of 8 that time. That's what the bonus is. Now, if I need to use adversity tokens.
You say like you manage to like grab it, but then he like shifts his foot over and like it actually steps onto the note. So you're like trying to pry at this note that's just literally out of your magical grasp.
I'm going to. Oh man, I don't know. I think I'm going to sit there and just like look and wait till he moves and try to. Ooh, wait.
Okay.
I know what I'll do. I'll take like a little piece of paper and try to like roll it in a little ball and like flick it at him, and then that way maybe he'll move and I can just
Okay,
finish moving it over
okay,
with the mace hand.
that's gonna be like the fight. I think that's a fight. That's a
A
fight.
fight?
Yeah, that's a fight because
Alright.
you're trying to hit someone with something.
All right, I have a D8 for that, and I have a +1 on my stat. All right, so that'll be a 7 + 1. If that's not enough, again, I have an adversity token I will use. By the way, did the last one, was that the last one considered a fail or no?
Yeah,
It was
it was like you could
Like-
if you had spent the adversary token, you could have pulled it out, but
Okay.
all right, new system, we're learning things. I'll try to be more clear. I'd say you do manage to hit him because he's not that far and
Mhm.
he's not moving. So like, you hit him and he rubs his head, looks over, and he has like these big like thick glasses on, and like he's always has hay fever, so he's always sniffling in class and just like, what?
I didn't,
And he just
I didn't let him
gestures
say-
and then looks
I
like
didn't-
he's
I
so
didn't let him say it was me. I turned immediately, like I was like, and I look at him like, what?
he looks around offended and then and goes back to his note taking.
Did his foot move off of it? If it did, I'll finish pulling it.
Do a charm. Do a charm. Yeah, we'll see it. If...
While he's doing
Not
that,
mine.
I'm taking my wand out.
Okay.
I rolled a 6 on a 6, so that's a explosion, right?
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
That'll be a total of 10.
Yes. He moves his foot. Just crosses his feet. The note is free of his foot.
You pull it over with mage hand. Pick it up.
Slides over. You read it. There is. You open it up and see this swirly girly handwriting. It's really swirly. I've been thinking a lot about you. Meet me behind the Great Hall after school. I'll be waiting, Catherine.
Leave this. Catherine's mad at me. Can't believe no. Or maybe this time. As I think back to where I got pranked once before with something like this by the triplets.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm hesitant to trust it. Like, these triplets might be tricking me again. I'll look over at Twig. Twig.
Yeah, kind of. We're doing something here. You see, class, school. Learning.
I got this note. You know your siblings' handwriting, right? Oh, let me stretch your hand until you tell me if this is your siblings. And I'll like stretch, like I'm stretching with the note out to him. I'm like shaking it, waiting for him to take the note.
And I'm making him wait and making him wait. So like, I'll get it eventually. So like,
I cast what did I call it? Attentia Miris on the three of us.
Uh-huh.
And it leaves an illusion of us in class paying attention, but kind of in the state we were in. So he'll be in this frozen state with his arms up, like stretching.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, but it's only good from one side, from one direction. So it's not 3D, but it looks 3D from one angle. So the teacher will think we're there, but it can't talk or anything. But it does, like if he calls our names, we pay attention and look up. And then I try and sneak out and get them out too.
Okay, roll to get the spell off.
Okay.
Like those movie cutout.
Yes.
I was gonna say it's just like a cutout, like what?
So what am I rolling to get that spell off? I guess that would be brains or.
Yeah, I would say the brain.
Damn.
Brain.
I need some things that aren't brains.
I feel you.
4. No bonuses.
Oh.
Yeah, the you get yours off, and then like half of Emiryn's.
So Emiryn's just like this.
I go and sit behind him. Come on, I cast a spell to cover for us.
No, this is terrible. I can't. What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm telling you, I've done this for
Twig,
years.
Twig, take this
I've
note.
only been held back twice.
Take this note.
What note?
What are you guys doing? We're gonna. God.
Quick, look at the
Come
note.
on, there's an
Yeah,
illusion
quickly.
of us here. We can get out.
There's no.
So-
Is there even an illusion in front of me? There's not an illusion. in
No,
front of me,
there's
right?
no illusion in front of you.
What are you
You can't
talking
see it
about?
from this side. You can only see it from the front.
No. Okay. There's nothing.
I like lean
Look.
forward. I'm like, there's no illusion. There's no illusion in front of him. There's only half.
And
of
Oh shoot! I'm sorry.
On the other side of Twig is Fred, and Fred's this mouth breather. He's like, "Can I copy your homework?"
I cast kazoo on him. It makes his voice sound like a kazoo.
To me, he was.
Yeah, he said to you.
No, I don't.
Oh my god. Well,
Not even you won't even need to roll that because I imagine Fynch does that all the time.
I do. It's one of my.
And
it's my
so
favorite
you
spells.
cast Kazoo on Fred.
Yeah. So that only when he breathes out, it sounds like. I actually have a kazoo.
Oh, cool.
can I? So, seeing my friend's shenanigans, can I do like a counter spell? Because like I know how my friends are, and so would I
Yeah,
be able to be down
Yeah,
some sort of
you
like?
can probably undo their. Yeah. Yeah.
I like
roll
you see your
for-
friends. I haven't done anything bad.
Mhm. Yes. Is that a roll or just is
Yeah,
that
roll
just,
for it. Yeah.
Would that be brains?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Bro, what are
that's
you doing?
a plus what? Just plus the stats. So that's going to be a 17.
Oh yeah. With like just sweeping the board, all of the magic they're casting just goes away. Twig, your seat is now not Twig. Fynch, your seat is now empty. There is only the one Emiryn, and Fred is suddenly cured of his kazoo breath. He's like, oh gosh, I thought something was wrong with me. Can I still copy your homework?
What the heck? Come on, man. You know I can't be letting it cheat. You know that's you know what's gonna happen. I get expelled. I get won't get my license.
Hey Fred, how about you turn around and pay attention? Amber's already talking to Twig, so go away.
I'm gonna take
really wounded.
I'm gonna
hey,
take
I'll help you study later on though. Okay, I got you. Okay, like we'll do this the right way. Here, let me see the note quickly. Let me see it. Hurry up.
I take the walk of shame back to my front seat, or my seat up front. It's so embarrassing. My spell's gone. I'm stuck in this boring class.
Hey man, these are exciting. Let me.
I hand Twig the note and I say, does that look like your sibling's handwriting? You know, like that one time where they tricked me?
Make a brain check.
Brain check. Okay.
As I'm going back to my
that's
seat,
good.
I
Of
do
me,
smile
so that's
at
gonna
Arona.
be
Yeah, Arona.
only a 10. Only a 10 for that one.
10.
10. Wow.
You aren't sure.
I can't.
It could be. I mean, if you had Katrin's and theirs next to each other, you could probably tell. But you've never seen Katrin's writing.
True, so I haven't seen, they probably could have done something like this, but I haven't seen Catherine's writing, so I can't have nothing to base it off of, so could be. You know who they are, so.
You are behind, so we're gonna go to Fynch. Fynch, you're behind Arona. Like,
I'm behind Arona? Oh.
Yeah, you've been behind her.
I thought it was this side. Okay.
Yeah, she's like 2 rows ahead of you.
Is she always like really attentive in class?
No.
Oh.
No. She's good at like looking somewhat attentive. And like, I mean, you watch her enough because she's your crush. And then Katrin's, usually it's all your crushes are in a row. They're all friends. Because small town.
Oh, God.
Usually there's Arona and then Katrin and then Savni. And Savni's a tabaxi, so you have complicated feelings about that one. But
that looks like a row of trouble like I've never seen.
Yeah.
That is... wait, Arona, isn't she a furbolg?
Yeah.
And she's in front? Well, I feel bad for the two behind.
She usually like slouches in her chair.
Oh, to let them see.
Yeah, she just like leans back in the chair and like.
And it probably looks
Actually,
so
perfect
cool
for you,
when
though.
she does that.
Yeah,
perfect for
so
Fynch though,
cool.
because she's so much bigger than you. Like you'd be able to get away with a lot of stuff because she just kind of like blocks the teacher from seeing you.
Okay, so then I guess I walk over to my seat, and I look back over at Twig and Emiryn, like feathers up, like we could have been out of here.
Oh my God.
That's just almost over, man. Like, come on, we only like half an hour left. It's almost done.
Half an hour.
It's not like an hour and a half left.
I'll make it up
More
to you, I
hours.
promise. I'll make it up to you, I promise you, okay? I'll make it up after class, I promise.
You wait, and then Professor Broderick turns around. Oh, Fynch? Do you have a question?
I like plants and twigs and things. I was wondering if a leaf like the one you were just showing is cut, can you get the juice from that and make any kind of a potion or something that will relieve the symptoms that the leaf by itself does? And I just try and get them involved in something that I know will be ridiculously long-winded and keep him occupied for the next half hour.
Okay, charm.
13.
Pretty good.
Ooh.
Well, I'm so glad you asked. Oh, wonderful. There's a recipe, and he just like slides over the chalkboard for a new slate and just starts like, going, well, if you if you take the leaves, there's just several. You could take them and boil them. That also makes a good topical medicine. Blah blah blah.
And I know that if I wait a couple of minutes, he'll go off on this tangent where he won't even pay attention to us, and then I'll go sit between Emiryn and Twig again, and and try and talk them into ditching class.
I'm down.
I'll be all taking notes.
Let's just grab
Yeah,
Twig
this
and
is-
let's go.
Oh my god.
Serially? Twig, come on. Seriously? You're taking notes on this?
I mean,
There's better stuff to
it's-
take notes on.
Just come to my house
Okay.
later. My uncle will be there and he can give you the whole lesson again. Come on.
oh my gosh. So I say it's a telepathy because I have a link to my my familiar. It's a butterfly. I'm just like, can you believe these? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, and I just
Maybe the
I
three of
kinda
them
out-
want to leave too. Why don't we get the three of them to head out with us?
we
And I
can't
point
take
to
the,
Arona
take the whole
and other
class.
two.
And
He's
while
not
you
gonna
guys
notice.
are,
Is Katrin in class? Who else is in this class that might have passed that note to me?
Oh,
there are the how old are the triplets? Did we ever establish that?
I thought the triplets were young, but they're smart. So maybe they skipped ahead. I mean, they're really, really smart, but they're younger. I think they're my younger siblings.
Okay,
Did
yeah,
you say the
we'll
age?
say that. Yeah, the
Yeah.
triplets are just very smart, and they're in your class. There's I didn't make a big classroom, but there's about like 20 kids collectively in the class, and I mean, I didn't name all of them to be honest. So
Is Katrin in the class?
Katrin is in the class. Yeah,
Yeah, they're in the
How far-
one
she's
row
she's
together.
2 seats ahead of you. She's 2 rows ahead of you.
Okay. Then I will kind of scoot up to where Fynch was sitting, so I'm closer to them. And I'll
Wait,
say,
you're going
"Katrin."
into class, not out of it. You're going further
Hold
in.
on,
What's going on with
hold on.
this?
And I'll say, Katrin.
Make a charm.
My gosh.
Come on, D6.
6. Hey.
Okay, roll again.
All right.
Explode.
It's only going to be a 2, so a total of 8. And I will use adversity tokens. I don't know what the difficulty is, so I don't know.
Do you have them already?
You start with
You
3.
start with 3.
Yeah,
You start.
I start with 3, and I've already failed one roll, so I have 4. So,
Yeah.
will it take all 4 to pass, or will it take like 1 or 2? Like, because I don't know. 'Cause I think-
I mean, you have to keep repeating her name to get her
Mhm.
attention. She's just like pointedly ignoring you at first, but you are wearing her down. What was it without the adversity tokens?
It's 8 without the adversity token.
Okay. Do you need to know if it fails without the adversity tokens before you use them?
Yes, I mean from what I saw online, the way people, they tell you
Okay.
what the difficulty is before you're, or like so that way you know,
Oh,
that way you
I
know what to
see.
reach for.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't mind. How do you
Yes,
want
you'll have to expend an adversity to
Oh.
convince her.
Then I'll expend an adversity token.
While
Alright, so
he's
you-
talking to her on one side, could I steal something off her desk from the other side? An eraser or something? A pencil? Just
You can try to.
any
Yeah.
kind of a bauble.
Yeah, it's gonna be a flight.
What a good wingman.
What a terrible wingman. I'm trying to.
What a good wingman. There we go.
6. Let's even get more. 6.
Gosh, everybody's
5.
exploding.
17.
Hey.
Hey.
Jeez. He steals her notebook. Shoot. Just kidding.
Bro.
It'd be better if it's
Little
something
keys
that
to her house.
it would be better if it was something shiny or pretty, because that's the kind of baubles I would prefer. But if it's just an eraser, that's what I'll take.
Did he steal the key to her heart? Because if he did,
He
I'm
stole
gonna be mad.
her like eraser and pencils, and you actually like outpaced Erona, who, because she rolled terrible. She did not manage to stop you or catch you
Oh, good.
because she's half asleep.
Ah, excellent.
And
And behind-
Katrin,
Behind her head, I hold the pencil up so that Emiryn can see it. For you. And I put it in my backpack in front of him.
That can be. That's 2 years in prison. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there for ceiling. I'm just saying.
So, like, Katrin, you get her attention, and you can tell she's, like, trying to ignore you. And then, finally, like, after, like, she's like, where'd my pencil go? Where's my eraser?
I got a pencil. And I take a different pencil out. This one was Emiryn's, but he doesn't mind. And I give her a pencil.
I look at my desk. I'm like, hey, where'd my pencil go?
No, it's just another pencil.
Takes
not
it
yours.
she's very confused. She takes it. She's like, oh, thank you.
And I look back and I see if Irona's looking at my act of chivalry.
Let me see. Her. Her brain's. She's still just. She like shifts a little in her sleep. She did not notice.
She
Okay.
has the right idea.
Emiryn, you are trying to get her attention and hold of this note, and let's see what. Let's see how well. Oh, okay. You're trying to get this note up to her attention, and she looks at you, and you see you point to it, and then she kind of makes this confused face. But then you can eyes up here, class.
Oh, shit.
And then he's like, what are you doing out of your seats? Go back to your seats.
I go back to my seat. I stand up tall, which lifts me about 1 inch higher than I was.
I was just so interested in what you're saying. I had to get closer. That's why I asked Fynch if I could get closer. Sorry.
I found a pencil on the floor, and I just wanted to find whose pencil is this? It's the pencil I had stolen.
Whose pencil is this? And then Katrin looks over. She's like, that looks like my pencil.
Oh, here you go. It was on the floor.
She just puts it back. Shakes her head. Savni, who's on the other side of her, gives you all this leery look like, what are you doing? And then Broderick is like, oh, well, it's time for the class to end. And, today we have our additional history class. Please welcome the Professor Haybottom. And in scoots, and usually school ends at this time, but in scoots this really, really old gnome.
No.
And he goes, oh, class, I'm so excited to teach you about the wonderful history of Elixia. Now, if you will please return to the sacred volume 16 at 394. We'll begin.
No. I'm sorry. I'm turning.
You just hear Emiryn just go like his head on his desk, just smack. Like, oh God, no.
Back to our kiddos. So, Rhys, you are hobbling away on your broom.
Yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure, like, very easily he'll, like, catch me, because I'm kind of using my broom as, like, a little, like, as, like, a walking stick as I, like, fell on my tailbone.
yeah, you're hobbling away, and let's see,
And, like,
oh, yeah, he slides down the tree, and he tags you. He's like, gotcha. And then he sees... You look over, the two of you, Dietrich, and you see Velia covered in dirt and your sister, Aislin.
I rush over and I'm like, aw, sister, were you guys playing in dirt without me?
No, it was Terrence. He was being mean to Velia, and then I ran up and pushed him. He's eating dirt.
Whoa. So you pushed him.
I did, right in the groin.
What's a groin?
You know, like here, as I pat my hips.
Yeah, and I do, like, the same motion. I'm like, it's this.
And then she puts her hands on her hips, and she's like, oh, okay.
But, like, I hit him in the center in the front there. and then he toppled over, and then Nox landed on his head and made him eat dirt.
Did he cry?
And I just point over to where he is. Do we see him crying?
He went to the yard duty. And he is... See how well... the yard duty is actually Aislin.
Oh no.
And he's pointing over at you, Ashley, and you don't know what he's saying, but he's pointing at you, and he looks very upset. And Aislin's just like, okay.
Just blinking.
Aislin would totally be like, I got this.
Okay, you got this. Okay. But he probably has had like teacher training where he has to talk to both of the kids. And so he got no he wouldn't. Morgan, how would Aislin handle this conversation?
Aislin would tell this kid, "Don't worry, I'll deal with it," and he would go over there like he's all mad at her, and he'd be pointing at her, going, "Good job. Don't let that kid do things like," because he knows Terrence is a little turd head, you know. So he'd be like,
Yeah.
Good job. Stick it up for your friends. You know, that's what you need to do." Now
I
act
followed
like
your
sad.
tip. Yeah.
Now act like you're sad. Don't do it again.
Would you?
Yes. Okay. Roll charm for your fake crying.
Okay.
What do you mean fake?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Little kids, they can make little tears roll down, no
Looks
problem.
pretty real to me.
Yeah. All right. I got a +1. It's a 4 total. But what do I got? I got things. Strength. I don't know if this will work because it's Aizen. Technically, I can spend 2 adversity points because I'm innocent as an underclass, to convince an adult to not get in trouble for a minor transgression.
So good. Oh, that's so good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like.
Oh my god, this would be so fun to cosplay these.
And he,
I'm looking
so
forward to
like,
see you in the Boy Scout shorts.
Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. But maybe next time, like, call me, okay?
Okay.
Walks away. Okay. And
I just turn to Rhys and be like, I can do it. I can do it.
you turn to your friends. Okay.
Oh, sister, you weren't actually crying? I was going to give you a hug and everything.
Oh, I'll take a hug anyway, because it was a little scary. I didn't think I would have been strong enough.
Twin hug.
Oh.
Twig!
Twig.
You hug, as you hug your brother, Aisling, you feel this, like the plucking of a Kruth string, as you've seen your mother play her Kruth many different ways. But it's like that, but like inside of you. And you turn and look at the forest. Like something's calling you there.
Oh.
And then you're hit with one of your visions. And it's very intense. You see girls running in the forest, and there's laughter, but there's also this sense of dread, and there are shadows everywhere, and then screaming, and a lot of just really intense fear, like you're caught, like you're trapped, and you're not sure who it is or what's going on. But it all happens all at once, and you hear just the fluttering of birds and all this noise and laughter in the background. Not happy laughter, but this cold laughter.
No.
You come back out of it.
No.
Ashley,
Like Rhys.
Yeah, I'm still holding you. So Rhys would turn towards you and see that you're like distant, and be like, "Asling, are you acting again?"
No, I got one of those visions. Mr. Aislin?
Yeah, he comes back. He like turns around. What's wrong?
I got one of those visions. It was scary.
Oh. Hey, we'll be okay. Okay. Here. Do you wanna like how would Aislin do this? I don't know Aislin well enough. And you're right here, Morgan, so you can narrate this.
So what happened? Let's go through it. Let's walk through it. Make sure we understand it so we can process it.
Okay. I saw girls, and I thought they were playing, but it didn't feel good. It felt kind of, I think the word is dreadful. And I heard laughing, but it wasn't like, when you hear us laughing on the playground. It was more like some creepy laughing. And then there was lots of screams, and everyone was running, and there was shadows, and it was scary.
Where were you guys playing at? Were you there with them, or was it just other kids that were playing?
I was seeing other girls, and I point towards the forest. It was over in the forest.